There are essentially three ways that you can sell your house. You can sell your house for sale by owner, you can sell to an iBuyer or an investor, or you can sell traditionally on the open market with a realtor. But what is the best way to sell your house? Now, full disclosure, I am a realtor, but that does not mean that I believe selling your home traditionally with a realtor is the best way to sell. So I'm going to give you a totally transparent and honest breakdown of each of the ways that you can sell your house. I'll tell you the important information that you need to know to make an informed decision on what works best for you. I'll also give you some tips and strategies depending on what option you decide to go with. By the way, my name is Milena. I'm a local realtor with eXp Realty, and I love what I do. Providing home buyers and home sellers with real estate knowledge is a true passion of mine, so please do not hesitate to reach out if you have any real estate related questions, and don't forget to subscribe for more real estate related videos. So let's talk selling your house for sale by owner, or a FSBO. Selling your house for sale by owner means that you will be selling your house without the assistance of a real estate agent. You will call all of the shots. You will be in full control. And there are typically two reasons that a person will sell their home for sale by owner. They've either had a bad experience with a realtor, or they are trying to save on paying the agent's commission. And if you've had a bad experience with a realtor, I am sorry. Unfortunately, not all realtors are created equal. However, if you're trying to save on paying the agent's commission, this can be an excellent option. So what do you need to know if you're planning to sell your home for sale by owner? Well, first and foremost, you need to know how to best prepare your house for the market. Since you won't have a realtor to give you guidance and advice on how to prep your house, you'll need to do some research. Preparing your house to sell is not the same as, say, preparing your house for a guest. There are a whole different set of tasks and preparations that you will need to do. So do your research, and you can actually take a look at this video I'm linking on tips on how to prepare your house for sale. And if you are selling your home, FSBO, you'll need to understand the importance of pricing. Statistically speaking, for sell by owners actually net less money than those that sell traditionally with a realtor. But why? So recent stats show that for sell by owners net about 11% less than those that sell with a realtor. And it really comes down to two reasons: pricing and negotiating. For sell by owners are notorious for overpricing their homes. It is a statistical fact. So if you want to sell your home for sell by owner, it is really important that you do your research and you learn how to properly price a house. And do not rely on Zestimates or any other online valuation tools to price your house. These online valuation tools do not take in the same consideration that appraisers and realtors will. And personally, I have seen my property value range from $40,000 to $60,000, higher or lower than what my actual property value is. So if you want to sell your home for sell by owner, learn how to properly price your house. And I strongly suggest that you hire an appraiser. And in addition to an appraiser helping you price your home correctly, you'll also have the advantage of presenting your appraisal report to potential buyers. And understanding the buyer's perspective is really crucial if you are selling your home for sale by owner. Home buyers are incredibly savvy in this day and age, and they are online looking at listings constantly. So they do know the fair market value of houses, sometimes even better than realtors. And a home buyer will absolutely know if your home is overpriced. And that's why having a tangible appraisal report to present will help you avoid lowball offers. You'll also be responsible for scheduling and handling all of the showings, and that can be quite time consuming and take a lot of work. So anytime that a buyer wants to see your house, it's really important that you vet them. Make sure you get a pre-approval letter from their lender, and do not be afraid to contact the lender on the approval letter if you're feeling iffy about the buyer. You also want to contact the lender listed on the approval letter before you go under contract with the buyer. This way you can ensure that their financing is secure. And if the buyer is purchasing the home in cash, always make sure you get a proof of funds letter from their bank. Do not let anyone in your door who cannot provide proof of financing. I assure you they are wasting your time, and that's the last thing you need. The next thing you need to know about selling your house for sell by owner is that the negotiating does not stop once you're under contract. I often tell my sellers that getting under contract is the easy part. It's the repair negotiations and the appraisal where things can get hard. Recently, an acquaintance of mine decided to sell her home for sell by owner, and she actually got under contract pretty quickly and over asking price. However, when it came to repairs, the buyers hit her with a huge repair request. And long story short, she did end up giving in to that request. She lost a lot of money. And the repair really was not as major as the buyer made it seem. So even though she sold her home without paying agency commissions, she actually netted less money than if she were to have listed traditionally. And all that to say, if you sell your home for sell by owner, make sure that you understand the buyer's inspection report. Be fair, but be firm. Do not let anyone take advantage of you. And the last thing to note, if you're considering selling your house for sell by owner, there is a chance that you might need to renegotiate if your home does not appraise. And that's why, once again, pricing is so important. Now, if the appraisal comes in low, you have a few options. You can either sell the home at the appraised value, or you can ask the buyer to bring the difference or a portion of the difference, or you can terminate the contract. However, keep in mind, if you terminate the contract and a new buyer comes along, you need to be cognizant on what type of loan that they have, because certain loan types will require the appraised value to stick with the house for up to 6 months. Next option is selling your home to an iBuyer or an investor. So real estate investors have been around forever. Think of the "we buy houses for cash" signs on the side of the road and modern day YouTube ads that say "sell directly to us and we'll buy your house for cash." Those are investors. And iBuyers like Open Door and OfferPad are just fancier versions of those investors. And this is an excellent option if your main goal is speed and convenience. iBuyers and investors are known for quick turnaround times, and they offer cash, which expedites the selling process. You won't have to deal with showings, appraisals, and oftentimes investors and even some iBuying companies will purchase your house as is, so you don't even have to deal with repairs. However, the trade-off of having the convenience and speed of sale is a lower sales price compared to selling on the open market or selling for sell by owner. These investors look for a discount to account for potential risks and cost. They are in the business to make money. So the offers that you get from these companies will without a doubt be significantly lower than the offers that you receive from a traditional home buyer. But that doesn't mean this is a bad option. Depending on your circumstances, might be the best option. In fact, I've had a few sellers go the iBuyer and investor route because it aligned better with their situation. Earlier this year, I had a lady reach out to me because her elderly mom needed to sell her house and she wasn't in the position to leave the house and she needed to sell her home quickly. And she also could not prepare the house for the market. And I ran the numbers with them to list their house traditionally versus listing with an iBuying company. And although she netted significantly less by listing with the iBuying company, it was the best option for her in her situation. She was okay because her goal was not to net the most amount of money. Her goal was to sell her home quickly and easily. Now, if you do go with an iBuyer or an investor route, there are some things that I strongly encourage you to be cognizant of. One, you need to make sure exactly how much you will net from the sale of your home. Know your bottom line number. There are some iBuying companies who I will not name who have a tendency to not be exactly transparent with their additional fees. So make sure you know your total net after you close on the home. And if the property is in need of work or repairs, you might think that going the iBuyer or investor route might be the best option since they'll typically buy your house as is. But keep in mind, regardless of what the current news lines say, we are still in a strong seller's market. So even if you think that your home needs substantial upgrades or updates, it might not be as bad as you think. So don't be afraid to get multiple opinions. Connect with a local realtor who you know and trust and ask their opinions on the different iBuying companies and investors in your area. We work with them all the time. And a good realtor will be transparent and honest with you and helping you determine if going the investor iBuyer route is the best option for you. The third and most familiar approach to selling your house is to sell it traditionally on the open market with the assistance of a realtor. And again, even though I am a realtor, I will be fully transparent. So let's talk about the disadvantages of selling your house on the open market with a realtor. As I mentioned before, there are typically two reasons a person does not want to sell with a realtor. One, they've had a bad experience, or two, they don't want to pay the agent's commissions. And if you've had a bad experience with a realtor in the past, it's absolutely natural to be cautious about working with one again. However, not all realtors are the same, and finding the right professional can make really all of the difference in your experience. Selling a house is a huge financial step, and the last thing you want to do is work with someone who you feel is lazy or uncommunicative and really just doesn't care. But not all realtors are bad, I promise you. And the best way to circumvent you from having a bad experience is really vetting your realtor. Get recommendations from friends, families, and interview different realtors. Interviewing is really important. And when you're interviewing these different realtors, make sure you ask this one question: will you be my direct point of contact throughout the selling process? And if you're not, who will be? This is important because a lot of big name realtors will show up for the interview and they will be amazing and you'll decide right on the spot that you want them to represent you. However, they might pass your sale on to another agent on their team who might be less experienced or newer. So really just make sure that you vet and ask the right questions because a realtor will have a lot of responsibilities and they will be handling all the heavy lifting on your behalf. Now, as far as commissions, the amount that you pay will vary between 5 to 6% of the sales price. And I think it's important to understand how a realtor's commission works. So let's say you sell your home for $400,000 and the agent's commissions are 6%. That's $24,000 in commissions. Understand that the commission does not go directly to your realtor. It will go to your realtor's firm and then the buyer's agent's firm. The firm will then give a portion to your realtor, and then your realtor will pay taxes, dues, and marketing. And marketing is really a key element of listing traditionally. A good realtor will have several ways to market your house. You'll be set up on the MLS, of course, and then your house will be marketed across thousands of different websites. And a good realtor will have a strong marketing plan that is tailored specifically for your house. For instance, I would not market a condo in Uptown Charlotte the same way that I would market a single family house in the suburbs of Matthews, North Carolina. And maximum and quality exposure really is key for you to get the highest offers and the best offers on your house, next to pricing. And as realtors, we are experts in pricing and negotiating. We can come to your house and give you different pricing scenarios based on how much work you want to do for your home. And we're also very familiar with inspection reports, and this really comes in handy to protect you if you get hit with a big repair request. And lastly, if you need to sell your house before you buy a house, it is really a good idea to have a realtor. Buying and selling a house at the same time can be tricky. You will have a lot of money on the line, and it is a balancing act. And I actually have a video that I will link on how to buy and sell at the same time. With all that being said, the best way to sell your home will really come down to your personal situation and your primary objectives. If speed is your priority, then selling to an iBuyer might be the ideal choice, as they can offer you a quick and hassle-free sale. On the other hand, if you want to have full control over the process and potentially save on agents' commissions, then going the for sale by owner route will be the best option. However, if you are aiming for the highest possible sales price and you are willing to invest time in preparing your house and vetting a realtor, then selling traditionally with a realtor will be the best fit for you. That covers just about everything you need to know about the 3 ways that you can sell your house. Once again, my name is Milena. I'm a realtor with eXp Realty. If you have any questions about selling a house, buying a house, or relocating to Charlotte, North Carolina, all of my information is below, and I look forward to connecting.